And look at him go. He could go all the way. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now.
Welcome to Unscripted Moments, a podcast about the Buffalo Bills.
I am so glad that we are here doing a podcast about the Buffalo Bills. Steve, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody what's going on today?
We are currently sitting in the tailgate lot 7 at Highmark Stadium for today's Buffalo Bills Denver Broncos wildcard weekend playoff game.
So, Steve, how do we wind up coming to this game? I didn't think I was coming to any more games this year.
After the game last week, I was just sitting on the couch, and my brother sent me a link to some tickets. He's like, hey, the tickets are pretty cheap for next week. And then he didn't want to come to the game, so I messaged Greg, and I was like, hey, Greg, we doing this? And turns out we're here.
We are. I'm delighted to be back. It's snowy, but sunny and pretty outside.
Yeah, we're looking at, with the wind chill, about -6 Celsius currently outside, which was probably like 24.
I think it's about 25. Yeah, 24, 25 Fahrenheit. I'm not really sure. I'm not checking anymore. I'm just having a good time. All vibes.
Yeah, we're having a great time so far. The food's been unreal today so far.
Did you notice that the opening song of the tailgate soundtrack today was "I Don't Want to Be Me" by one of your favorite bands, Typo Negative?
I loved that. I think adding that to the playlist was huge.
That is such a good song. That's such an accessible starting point for that band as well. I think it's one of their most popular songs on Apple Music, which is how I kind of got hooked on it. But I've been really enjoying my Typo Negative experience, and to have them kick off the playoff experience for this Buffalo Bills football season is really nice.
How are we feeling about the game today, though?
I'm a little nervous. It's going to be harder than a lot of people want to admit, in my opinion. I think that the Denver Broncos defense has been quite good. Bo Nix has had an impressive rookie season, all things considered, after kind of a shaky start in the earlier part of the season. And I think that it's going to be kind of a shootout, actually. I'm expecting it to be kind of a hard game because there's a lot to prove for a rookie quarterback to be on the road in their first playoff experience. And I think that the Broncos are going to have a better go of it today against a kind of Swiss cheese Buffalo Bills defense. And so I'm a little concerned about the fact of the nothing to lose, lot to prove rookie season quarterback and the Buffalo Bills' recent defense issues. So that's kind of my major concern.
And Terrell Bernard is back today.
Oh, good.
I saw.
Well, Hamlin's back too.
And Hamlin played last game.
Yeah.
But Bernard is back, so I feel like pretty decent. I think it's going to be a close game until like midway through the third.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, too, about coming to these Bills games is the first and the second half of a Bills game always feels like such a different experience. There is a lot of different feel between a first half of a football game and a second half, so it's going to be, it's going to be a lot riding on the fact that they can come out and play two halves of football with consistent defense. I think is going to be the biggest issue because the offense has been fire for months now.
They just got to not give up 40 points.
Exactly.
You don't want to have a game where you have to score 40 points to win the game.
Exactly. And we often score 40 points and we do win those games, but if it's 42-38, you know what I mean? That's not a rebounding.
38 points to Denver this week poses quite the issue if they wind up playing Baltimore next week.
Yeah.
Because Baltimore will put up 100 points.
So something else that's interesting is that you haven't been to a game since we recorded our 2024 end of year celebration episode.
I have not, no.
And so one of our award winners from that 2024 end of year celebration episodes is here, Stu, winner of Best Tailgate.
And
hosting a tailgate again.
The award is true. The tailgate is unbelievable today.
It is. It's really good. We're packed out. We've got a big crowd. And it's going to be a good one today. I'm really excited. I'm glad that we were able to do this. It's always exciting to come to a game. And I'm also excited today because we're sitting in a section that I've never sat in before. I've never sat in the 300s upper bowl. at Highmark Stadium. So I'm excited to get a totally different view this game compared to other games.
I'm looking forward to like the side view of the field rather than the end zone view, and just see the different perspectives. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, what side are we? Are we kind of closer to an end zone, or are we more to the middle? Where are we at?
I think we're around like the 15-yard line.
Okay.
Just to the right of where we normally sit.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. This will be a good time. Anything that you're particularly excited about for today?
I'm so excited just to be in the stadium and just be part of this atmosphere, because the tailgate is electric right now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's going to be bonkers in there.
Something that I'm really happy about is that you and I together have experienced all 3 phases now of an NFL season. We did do a preseason game, which was, 28 Celsius, 80 something Fahrenheit outside. It was boiling hot.
Yeah.
Super hot. And we did that, and we hung out, and it was nice and peaceful. And then we did a regular season game against the Kansas City Chiefs, which we won, which was amazing.
Which was a great time.
And then we're doing a playoff game. So we've had a pre-regular and now a post-season experience together this year.
Oddly enough, like when I had that mini meltdown at the beginning of August and I told you that I would never go to a Bills game, I've now been to 3 Bills games.
I know, and it's hilarious too, because since that has happened, I've actually been brainstorming doing a season ticket with you in the future. So we have a lot of plans in the works that are tentative at the moment, obviously financially contingent upon many variables in our lives, but the addiction is real, and it's fun to chat about music and stuff like we usually do, but this is also kind of a good hobby as well, and we're tapped into the cultural milieu of Buffalo, New York.
When you come to a game and you experience this, it's very hard to
not want it again,
because it's such a positive experience, and everyone around, it's just like a family gathering without the stupid uncles of 30,000 people all around you. It's amazing.
Yeah, coming to an NFL game in a city like Buffalo, which is, a very small city, you can drive across Buffalo, you can get anywhere in 15 or 20 minutes. That's kind of like what we're known for here, is no traffic and being able to get anywhere you want to go in 15 or 20 minutes. And so there's not a lot going on here. We're not like an overwhelmingly social place with a countless amount of things to do like you would have in like a New York City or a Los Angeles or a Las Vegas or whatever, where there's things to do for days. I mean, this is like a massive cultural touchstone of this city. And so that's kind of cool to feel tapped into that and to feel like you belong, because I'm a transplant here, and moving to Buffalo wasn't easy for me, and it took me a long time to kind of really adjust and accept to living here. And so to come do games like this really makes me feel like I'm a part of something that it matters to the people here.
Well, as a cross-border commuter, it's wild to see the people from everywhere here. Like, we were talking to people from Ottawa. I wound up, there's right next to where we're tailgating, there's a group from Quebec that I was able to, had many conversations with them in French already today. Sweet. It's the second Bills game in a row where I've had talked to people in French.
Yeah. This is a regional powerhouse experience. So if anybody out there listening is like, why are you guys doing this? Well, it's because this is, a podcast about our friendship as well. And so this is what we do for fun in a place like Buffalo when it's the middle of the winter. We go to Buffalo Bills games. And so to be on a podcast about Propagandy, which Propagandy, sports lovers themselves, Todd does... He does martial arts, and Chris loves hockey very, very much. And I know Jordan loves hockey a little bit as well. So they're sports lovers. It's not completely irrelevant. And, we see the things like the military presences and the veteran honoring and stuff like that at these games. And so I still think about the music that we listen to whenever we come to games like this. But it's just nice for someone like me who isn't from here to be able to feel like I'm part of something that has existed for a long time, long before I ever moved here, and is important to the people here. It makes me feel connected to them.
Yeah, it's such a great experience. Recommend it to everyone. Yeah. And I figure we've done about 9 minutes now. Let's recap. We'll be back after the game.
Awesome. Well, maybe we'll do a little bit of a halftime from inside the stadium as well. All right. Be back later. Bye.
Shout it right now, baby. Come on, come on. Come on and shout. happening now. We're on the move now.
We're live from the middle of
Okay.
nowhere.
All right. Well, we are kind of in the middle of nowhere, but we're in Orchard Park, New York, and we're here for another pregame segment of this special Unscripted Moments and podcast about the Buffalo Bills. Winner of a 2024 Discord Podcast Listener Award, Best Tailgate, Stu. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
It's a delight to have you here, Stu. Tell us a little bit about your Buffalo Bills love story.
Oh man, I feel like mine's probably the most organic version of that. I was not born and raised in Buffalo.
Same.
I'm actually from El Paso, Texas originally, which is kind of like in the middle of a no sports team zone, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it
I'm like
is.
1,000 miles from any other sports team. I had a lot of people telling me I should be a Cowboys fan, which I rejected as a kid because, I don't know, just I said very unlikable about the Cowboys, right? If you like the Cowboys, you're kind of a dork, right?
Yeah, and also the idea of like liking Cowboys as a concept in general, not just the football team, but Cowboys, period. Just doesn't, it's not for me.
I'm not gonna talk shit about people who like wrangle cattle for a living. That's kind of cool, right? But like the American mythos of the Cowboys is a little weird, right? Like, yeah, I shoot people because they look at me funny. That's a little off.
There you go.
But I moved here in 2001, and I've lived in Buffalo for the majority of my life now. So I'm definitely a Buffalonian by like osmosis, right?
Yeah.
And it's infectious here. You can't live in Buffalo without becoming a Bills fan.
Eventually. It
if you
took me 4
reject
years.
if you reject it after living here long enough,
You live outside of society.
like every once in a while I'm sitting in the stadium with some guy who's like, I'm from Orchard Park, but I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm like, wow, you must be fun at parties, Eric. You're just trying to be a jerk.
We're trying to be contrarian for just the sake of it, for the sake of being edgy and funny, which
Edginess is fun sometimes, but like we're reaching like cringy South Park levels of cringiness when you do that, right? So it's infectious here. It's part of the society, and you're cutting yourself out from a very big part of what it means to be a Buffalonian if you reject that. I feel like you could kind of relate to that, right? Like, I've been talking about recently about how much you appreciate living in Buffalo now after a while. Yeah, and it's not about sports. Like, I get it. Like, the macho, like, I'm a sports guy thing kind of runs old after a while.
for sure.
It goes way beyond that. It's community for the sake of community. It's your fellow brother. Let's pick them up. Let's be friends. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that really kind of like, after a while, took over. And now it's just part of my life. Good or bad, I'll be a Bills fan forever.
It's kind of like you just kind of described the ethos of being in the pit at a punk show.
1,000%, right? Somebody falls over, you pick them up. You might not like them on a day-to-day basis, but like while you're there, that's what you do. Like you're here, you're here to take care of each other, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, but like a massive scale, a 1.4 million people scale, and it's beautiful in its weird way. It's not perfect. It's got its blemishes, but goddamn, I love being a Bills fan.
Yeah, well, and you're a propaganda.
Yes. I see a lot of it. I really love this band.
So what's really funny, Stu, is that the other day I was at your house watching the away game that we just played against the Patriots last week, and your wife, Jamie Lynn, who gave me 3 records that she had doubles of, and I said, don't worry, 3 records will be coming back to you, and those 3 records are now sitting in the front seat of your car, so you have a brand new copy of Less Talk More Rock sitting in your front seat.
Well, I'm looking forward to that because I love that album. I actually, ironically, as a vinyl collector, don't have a lot of propaganda albums on vinyl. And like, that's a shame because our vinyl records are really that sacred, let's sit down and listen to it time.
Yeah.
Like we did that last night with a couple of Sunny Day Real Estate albums.
The Rising Tide. I went to your house. The Rising Tide is on. The Rising Tide is hands down my favorite Sunny Day Real Estate record, and my number 1 most played record of 2024, even though it came out in 2001. I'm obsessed with that record.
We sat down, listened to a couple Def Cab albums, had some wine. It was a good time. And I really should do that more often when it comes to propaganda because I don't know if this is what a lot of people think, but I think they're a great album band. You got to sit down and listen to the album because all of the albums kind of distinctly have a vibe.
Yeah.
And those vibes are really important. You know what I mean?
We've talked about them so many times.
Okay, yeah.
Like the supporting cast vibe and the Today's Empires vibe and the Let's Talk More Rock vibe. Every record has a vibe.
I'm definitely a Today's Empires kind of dude. That's my shit.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Well, you now own Let's Talk More Rock on classic black vinyl. It's sitting in the front seat of your car.
I will sit down and listen.
I'm really excited for you to have that experience, and I feel like because I have 5 copies of Less Talk More Rock, so I gave you a classic black pressing of Less Talk in exchange for one of the records that you gave me. So I'm pretty stoked about it.
I feel like I do need to defend myself. It's not like I haven't sat down and listened to all these albums individually.
Of course you have.
No need to defend yourself here. I'm on a propaganda subreddit. Chances are I've listened to the albums, right? But like,
I've talked to you. I love talking to you about Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes, because that was the record, man. That was the one that got me. And so the fact that we're sitting here, we're standing in the snow right now. People can't see where we're talking.
on a weird hill next to a bunch of porta potties. That's how much we love this band, right?
We really are. Maybe we should do a triple selfie here with me, Steve, and Stu winning our best tailgate in 2024 Discord Podcast Awards in the year-end celebration episode, by the way.
Clearly had a lot of competitors.
And speaking of which, I just want Stu to, before we wrap this up, to just briefly tell everyone about today's tailgate. What was the menu? How did you go about putting it together? Just tell us what we were working with today.
So I made some Puerto Rican style empanadas. I'm a very culturally confused white boy. Yeah,
Growing up in El Paso.
I grew up in El Paso, Texas. My mom is from England. My best friend growing up was a Bahamian black guy. So my love story to my friends and family is always cooking. And I wanted to make something that I thought was a good food for the cold and the heartiness. So I made empanadas in the Puerto Rican style. So some pimento, a little bit of olive, some Goya spices and stuff like that, because I think it's delicious and soaks up the beer real good. We also just had a myriad of different beers and stuff like that. I just want people to feel welcome and have a good time. Anybody in the entire world who cares is always welcome at our tailgate. I don't care if you're somebody randomly listening from, anywhere in the world. Come down, hang out with us. It's such a good time. I just want people to have fun.
Yeah, so Stu and his wife and my girlfriend Patrina are all season ticket holders. I don't come to every game. I love coming to games, but I'm not a season ticket holder.
You should. You should put yourself into crib lag financial debt to come hang out with us every week. We're working on it.
We had to talk about it earlier. Yeah, we're working on it. We're working about ruining our Steve futures and our kids' security forever so we can watch football for the rest of our lives.
Desperately trying to ruin our lives.
So we're ruining our lives, okay? But if anybody out there is ever listening to this and you come to a tailgate, please message me on Instagram or email me at propagandapod@gmail.com, and I'll hook you up with the tailgate, Stu. Stu, thank you so much for being here.
It doesn't even have to be a tailgate, by the way. If you're just in town, hang out.
For sure.
I
agree. One of my favorite things about the podcast is having people show up in town, go out to lunch. It's happened many times. So it could happen for you. You can hang out with me, with Stu. If you come to Buffalo, let us know if you pass through town on your way to Toronto or somewhere else. And we're here. Stu, thanks, man.
Thank you. If I disagree with you on any music tastes, I will challenge you to an arm wrestling match and a display of toxic masculinity. It will be good.
Okay, you guys have to arm wrestle right now with no table. Go. 1, 2, 3, go. And who's going to win? Oh, Stu wins. All right, Stu wins the tailgate that was officially challenged to on the end of your episode. Thanks. And for talking shit about Offspring. Yeah, go. Go Bills.
Here, let's do the
Bills are happening now. They're making it happen now. We got the spirit, a lot of spirit, yeah. We got the spirit. Just watch it happen now. Hey.
All right, we're back.
back.
End of the Buffalo Bills versus the
Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos. Bo Nix versus Josh Allen shootout. Didn't really turn into as much of a shootout as I was anticipating. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, it was a pretty slow first half. Second half really picked up towards the end. The Bills kind of got rolling, but overall, I mean, it was an unreal game.
What did you think of our high up seats? I loved the vantage point from the 300s.
I like seeing the field from the side perspective, which is the end perspective. I felt like it was better in that you could see more of the game at both ends of the field.
Yeah.
But the end zone perspective provides you with the holes that you see the running backs go through, which is different as well. So
yes. Yeah. I felt like today was more of a television vantage point. So today it felt like I was watching more of what I see on TV without the commentary, and instead me just being yelling at the refs and, providing my own color commentary, which is often extremely foul. And so today felt like I was watching TV, but commentating to myself in a lot of ways, which I'm sure, people around us are like, oh my God, this is a little sketchy, but it's fun for me,
And the 300 level, the people in the 300 level were awesome.
They were very peaceful. It's a little different vibe than what we experienced a couple other games this year in the end zone, where it's very vocal, very loud, very foul in the end zone. I think that there's a sort of vibe that you have to kind of pick up on the different sections of the stadium. And so today we were in a little more of a family-friendly area compared to what we're used to in the end zone, which was kind of a funny little adjustment for me because I've only ever seen games in the very foul end zone area.
I was missing out on the Stone Cold factor though. Stone Cold not being there was a bit of a bummer, but you can't have everything.
We did send him a photo, so hopefully he received our message. If you don't know what Stone Cold is, please go listen to our first episode where we went to the Kansas City Chiefs Buffalo Bills game a few months ago, because we described in great detail about the composer of Section 121, Stone Cold Steve Austin, in his leather vest. And so we had a good time though. We were up in 315.
We were 5 rows from the top of
the
stadium.
Yeah. I took a couple of panoramic photos from the very top of the stadium today, which was neat because you get this, when you look out in the distance, you get this vantage point of Orchard Park in Western New York from the top of the stadium. You can see into the distance from the top of the stadium in every direction. And so you can get a panoramic viewpoint of Orchard Park, New York from the top of the stadium. You can. Yeah, because whenever I pointed out to you guys, like you see those windmills over there, you are looking at just north of Woodlawn Beach State Park, which is where my daughter and I go to the beach every single summer on Lake Erie, where there is a windmill farm, a wind farm there to create energy for the region. So you could see the lake, and we were way up high, and the weather was incredible, and it was it was kind of a great day,
Overall, it was an unbelievable experience. Really, really jazzed about this last-minute ticket purchase to get to this game.
Yeah. Seeing a playoff win is awesome because these games are one and done. If you lose, you're done. Like the Denver Broncos, like their season is over.
See ya.
You know what I mean? They're done until next year. So they're all flying back to Denver now to go back and figure out what's next for them for next year, figure out where they went wrong on this game, review some tape. And we are now, who do we have next? The Ravens?
Baltimore Ravens.
Yikes. That's a little scary. They just put the smackdown on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They put the smackdown on Buffalo earlier on in the year.
They did. They were one of our only losses of the year when we were at full strength, essentially, like playing our starters. We did a lot of injuries and we were on the road. But that Ravens loss definitely stings a little bit considering we're facing them next because Ravens are not going to lie down.
No, but it's in Buffalo, the game, so that's at least good.
Mm-hmm. Having that higher seed is a real benefit.
And for those listening, there is a 0% chance that we will be at the game.
We're not going. Yeah.
0%.
Yeah, I mean, by the time you hear this, we may have already gone to the game as it was. Or the game may have already happened against the Ravens here in Buffalo. So you all may know more than we do, considering we just left the game 15 minutes ago. And we are now kind of sitting in traffic, waiting for the traffic to clear a little bit before we, drive down Abbott, which is one of the main roads departing from Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park, New York, where the Bills Stadium is. And yeah, we're just kind of chilling, hanging out, waiting for the traffic to clear.
We do have a special guest in the car with us here. We have Alan, who came to his very first ever Bills game today. Alan, what was your experience coming to this Bills game?
It's fantastic, Steve. Fantastic. The beautiful people of New York, upstate New York, fantastic. I've never met friendlier people. I felt so welcome. I cannot say enough about those folks, and what a weather expectation. I mean, I came ready for Snowmageddon. I was overdressed, but I did have my sunglasses on, and I'm proud to say I had those on and you guys didn't.
And you got to meet best tailgate Stu.
Oh my God! What a great adventure! The tailgate in the main parking lots close to the stadium, fantastic. A tour around by Steve. Gave me a good perspective of what it was to see all of these guys enjoying a great day out. And, you know, again, so welcoming, so fun, so entertaining. I'm so happy I got to do it.
Well, and what's cool too is that on the way out, we saw some Denver Broncos fans in the stands. We were up there, up high, where kind of the visiting section people tend to sit. Our tickets are listed as visitor section, but obviously it's Buffalo, so it's like there's no such thing as a visitor section in this stadium. But a few people on the way out were like, you guys go win a ring, and we're like, all right, let's do this thing. So good vibes all around, across the board. I think that Denver has a lot to be proud of with regards to their brand new rookie QB, Bo Nix. I think that they have an amazing thing going in Denver, which is awesome. I love that Denver made the playoffs for the first time in a lot of years, because we here in Buffalo know what it's like for a team to not make the playoffs for a lot of years in a row. We are one of the most epic playoff drought teams ever. So it was awesome to host the Broncos. The people who were here to root for the Broncos were kind, polite, lovely folks, and I have nothing bad to say about today's game. It's nice that we won. I'm glad to take away the W, but it's a home game, so it's kind of like, come on, man, let's bring home the win. And we were very welcoming to the Denver fans in general.
Yeah, even there was a Denver Broncos fan. He must have been, I think he was 5 years old. And in the tailgate, he had a sign that said 5 years old, my first NFL game.
His birthday.
And his birthday today, 5th birthday. And the amount of Bills fans that were running up to this 5-year-old Denver Broncos fan and high-fiving him and wishing him a happy birthday was awesome.
Yeah, that's what we do here, man. You know, that's one of the most important things. Like, if you go on, like, Reddit and stuff like that and read NFL subreddits, you'd think that, like, Buffalo Bills fans are a certain way. But in my opinion, we are pretty kind and pretty welcoming and pretty hospitable. So I would like to think that anybody out there listening could appreciate that if they came here as well. So if anybody out there listening is an NFL fan, please come hang out, because I think you'll have a good time.
Oh, you're going to have an awesome time. It's a great experience coming to the games here.
Well, we are about to hit some traffic here. We're going to pull out of here. So, Steve, any other takeaway thoughts on what's going on here today for the wild card game? Buffalo Bills versus Denver Broncos here in Orchard Park, New York, here in this January of 2025.
I just want to shout out to that giant Curtis Samuel touchdown. That was so gorgeous. Josh played awesome. T-Bass played great.
T-Bass was great. He nailed every single one, every kick.
Overall, it was a great team game.
Yeah.
And zero PIs the entire game.
I love that it wasn't ref ball until about the fourth quarter. There were a lot of flags near the end of the game, but I was very relieved that the game was so devoid of, nonsensical referee interference. I feel like it gets a little bit extreme a lot of the games in the NFL. So I was glad that today was kind of like, let these boys get out there and just do their thing. So I also loved that Curtis Samuel touchdown. I've been waiting for something huge like that from him all season. And if I had to wait until today to get it, I'm good with it. And I think that the Locked on Bills podcast tomorrow with Joe Marino is going to be very complimentary of that Curtis Samuel touchdown, because he has also been waiting all year for such a cool touchdown from Curtis Samuel. So huge shout out to Curtis Samuel, huge touchdown, big dubs. I'm very stoked right now.
Another cool was the Josh Allen 4th and 1 touchdown pass from, I think it was like the 15 in the third quarter there. Yeah, it was a pretty clutch. And then the 2-point for Keon Coleman after was also unbelievable.
I love that, man. That was a very gutsy decision to go for 2, because when you're up, it's like, let's just take the points, because when you score a 2-point conversion, you're essentially doing 2 touchdown drives in a row, which is super annoying to consider when you don't get it and then you walk away without that 1 point. So the 1 point extra point on a touchdown, so much easier and straightforward to obtain, but going for the 2 points and missing it is so bitter and disappointing when you don't get it. So I was very, very happy that they walked away with that 2-point that 2-point conversion after that touchdown, because it's just such a gamble to go for it, because you essentially have to score 2 touchdowns in a row, and that is not easy to do.
Yeah, no, overall, it was awesome. Super jazzed. Pumped about the big dubs.
Big dubs. Massive.
And yeah, we'll see how things go next week.
I just love the fact that we're not the Steelers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Steelers have lost 6 playoff games in a row.
Yeah.
And we have not. We won a touchdown. I mean, we won a playoff game this year, regardless of what happens with regards to getting to, like, the big thing. We won a playoff game this year for the 2024 season. So I am counting that as a massive, huge win. And we were in the building from way up high. Gorgeous day, gorgeous weather, great company, awesome friends, good jams. We also had some Typo Negative at the tailgate.
Yeah.
And what a great day.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome day.
Steve, Alan, thank you so much for hanging and for, for going to the game with us. It's awesome, guys.
And thank you for listening.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, guys, where else would you rather be?